I think it's only once a year that I get to start a service by saying good evening. Good evening, happy solstice, Merry Christmas, happy whatever it is you might celebrate this time of year. It's so good to have all of you. It's really hard to get started here this evening because one, we've still got folks coming in, I think, and two, there's so many people I don't get to see as often as I like that I want to come out and give y'all a hug and say hi. And then there's some folks that I haven't met that I'd love to have a chance to greet you individually as well. So, but really glad you're here at our annual Cosmic Advent service. And I want to tell you a little bit about how this service came to be in order to understand what you're going to experience. And while I'm thinking about it, before I forget, hopefully you found a gray hymnal near you somewhere. We apologize for it being a little bit dark in here, but it's sort of a candlelight service, so we want to have the right mood. So hopefully you'll be able to read your hymnals, but you'll be using the hymnal a lot tonight, so we're not going to have the words up on the screen as we usually do during our services. So, and if you need to share one with a neighbor, please do. But when I was the minister at a Unitarian church in Louisville, we had a couple in the church who had been former Catholics, and they really missed the traditional Advent service. And so they started holding a really quaint Advent service at our church. And Mark played the classical guitar, and he would come in and he would play the familiar hymns right out of our own Unitarian hymnal, the gray hymnal, and some traditional readings. And even though a few of us were very familiar with the Catholic tradition, or certainly followed it, it really worked for us. It was a nice, small service. It was very quaint. It was very simple. And it became something that we looked forward to each year. And then Mark and Janet moved away. Janet was our music director. So it was then left up to me to continue this tradition. And I was not comfortable leading a traditional Catholic service. But I have studied creation spirituality under a former Catholic theologian, Matthew Fox. Some of you may have heard of Matthew Fox. He was excommunicated for writing a book, Original Blessing. If you've heard of the doctrine Original Sin, you might get the title. So he got excommunicated for that. But his idea is that, the creation, nature, humanity, everything in it is good. He calls it, Matthew Fox calls it the first law of creation. It is good. Right, you remember that on the seventh day, Yahweh sat and looked at the creation and said, it is good. So creation spirituality is really about the recognition of the goodness of the world we live in, the goodness of the people that are in it, the goodness of the creatures that are in it, the goodness of the earth itself. And so I thought, well, I would like to do a cosmic Advent, an Advent service that starts with the beginning of the universe and moves towards the life of all beings and the most beautiful aspects of the expression of life. So that's the Advent we're celebrating today, not the special birth of one child, but the special birth of all children, of all people and all beings, all creatures are a blessing. So that's what we're celebrating today. I did get an interesting email today from a Christmas greeting from a Unitarian colleague who was reflecting on the meaning of the birth of Jesus. And it was actually a very meaningful interpretation that out of the mud and the muck and the stench of cows and cattle and poverty and being isolated and unwelcome comes a blessing. that there is some good that there is some good that can come from it, that we can survive that, we can come out of it. And I thought, that really resonates with me, given all that's going on in the world today. That's a wonderful metaphor. That there's a lot of tough stuff we've been through these past few years, and even tougher stuff we're going through right now. And I think that's a great metaphor for understanding the birth of the so-called Christ. But I still think about what's going on today in the world, and I think, yes, all children are a blessing, and we're all children. The children of Abraham, but also the children of Palestine, the children of Hamas, the children of Ukraine, the children of Russia, the children on our streets, sleeping in the cold. They're all children of God. And that's what this service is here to help us remember and celebrate. So it is called the Cosmic Advent. And it begins with darkness and silence. If you go back prior to 13.7 billion years ago, it all started in darkness and silence. As precious a gift as sight and sound are to all of us, those senses that help us put our world into some sort of rational order, all of us, like the universe itself, also began in darkness and silence. And if, as so many religions instruct, it is necessary to return now and again to our source, then it is not to the sense of order, to our sense of order that we must return, but to this chaos of darkness and silence. In the Hebrew scriptures, this primordial chaos is described as a formless void. The ancient Egyptians defined it as the goddess of chaos, also described as formless and void, called her Nun or Nu, similar to the Babylonian goddess Tiamat, a sea monster who was a gigantic whirlpool ready to swallow up everything. And even light cannot escape the voracious black hole, the womb of creation. And this word chaos itself comes from the Greeks and refers to the original state of existence from which all creation springs. It literally means empty space, chaos, empty space. But as physicists are now telling us, empty space, chaos is not as empty as it appears. We now know the universe itself is comprised mostly of dark matter and of dark energy, and at the core of every galaxy exists a gigantic black hole, too dense for stars or even light to escape. And if we could somehow create true emptiness, void of all, even subatomic particles, including invisible particles of light, cosmologist Brian Swim tells us something incredible would happen. Even where there are no atoms and no elementary particles and no protons and no photons, suddenly elementary particles will emerge. In short, he says, being itself arises out of a field of fecund emptiness. Today's physicists sound a lot like yesterday's mystics like Meister Eckhart, who asked, what does God do all day long? God gives birth. It is this homage to the creative power of the dark that mystics like St. John of the Cross are able to write inspirational poems like The Dark Night of the Soul while languishing in prison, and led to the contemplative life in Western religion through which monks and nuns live cloistered lives in complete silence, and to the practice of meditation in the East through which practitioners learn that sometimes the best way to get things done is by sitting still and keeping quiet. It is as Master Morihi Ueshiba instructed his students, the founder of Aikido, the way of harmony. Return to that source and leave behind all self-centered thoughts, petty desires, and anger. Those who are possessed by nothing possess everything. So we light our first cosmic candle, Advent candle, in honor of darkness and quiet, from which all things and all beings are born. You have in your order of service, I hope everyone got one. If not, please share with somebody nearby, a responsive reading. As I said, this is reminiscent of the traditional Advent service, but not the Advent readings. And so this particular, our first responsive reading is a variety of sources of inspiration that we'll read from. So I will read the italicized words, and you can be our respondents, and Madeline is going to read along with you on the microphone, so the many of you who are streaming with us as well this evening will also at least be able to hear the entire readings. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was formless, and darkness covered the face of the deep.
O night, O guide, O night more loving than the dawn, O night that joined lover with beloved, beloved in the lover transformed.
Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness, darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding.
Cast off limiting thoughts and return to true emptiness. Stand in the midst of the void. This is the secret of the way of a warrior.
One method, one path into spiritual depth is to let go of our images, even our most cherished ones, including all video images and audio images, and to be sinking into silence.
So God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because on it God rested from all the work that had been done in creation.
And said that it is good. Let us take now a moment of silence.
Please stand if you'd like and join me for our first hymn, Silent Night, number 251 in the hymnal. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is right, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, child of God, love's your light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn redeeming grace. Sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Maria, gratia plena, Maria, gratia plena. Ave Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus,
Thank you. I think we should have had our moment of silence after that. But I'm going to invite the congregation to turn to number 520 in the back of your hymnal. It's a responsive reading, number 520. Again, I will begin and ask the congregation to be our respondents. O our Mother, the earth, O our Father, the sky,
your children are we, and with tired backs we bring you the gifts of love.
then weave for us a garment of brightness.
May the warp be the white light of morning. May the weft be the red light of evening.
May the fringes be the falling rain.
May the border be the standing rainbow.
Thus weave for us a garment of brightness,
That we may walk fittingly where birds sing.
that we may walk fittingly where grass is green.
O our Mother, the earth, O our Father, the sky.
Though we must always remember the mystery from which all creation springs, the nature of the phenomenal world is light. All beings come from the stars and must continue to nourish themselves with light in some form. The food we consume is photonic energy that has been stored in the plants and the creatures we eat. It was Einstein who first realized that matter and energy are the same, that E equals mc squared. And the energy that composes our body is light. Physicist David Bohm once went so far as to say that all matter is frozen light. Theologian Matthew Fox adds that this is not just true of human flesh, but of all flesh. The oranges we eat, the tea we drink, the grasses and the animals, the birds and the stars are all slow-moving light. Matter is light. It is a very special light. The Jewish mystic text Zohar means radiance, and it calls God's glory Shekinah, meaning brightness. And when we speak of spiritual awareness here in the West, we sometimes use the word enlightenment, and even refer to those who are unusually smart as bright and brilliant. So at this time of the year, especially as we appreciate the lengthening of daylight and contemplate the birth of a unique child under the light of a special star, we should recall again that every child, indeed every creature, every birth, is the birth of a radiant being. Every creature is a light of the world. So we light our second Advent candle as a symbol of birth and light. And we now have, we're going to begin a series of readings that will occur throughout the service. And this year our readers are the Wiccan family, Maggie, Jeremiah, Jude, and Meredith. Got them all. So we're so glad to have all of you with us this morning, speaking of radiant beings. And we'll start with Maggie's reading. Thank you.
The Universal Mother. The mother of our songs, the mother of all our seed, bore us in the beginning of things, and so she is the mother of all types of people, the mother of all nations. She is the mother of the thunder, the mother of the streams, the mother of the trees, and all things. She is the mother of the worlds and of the older brother, the stone people. She is the mother of the fruits of the earth and of all things. She is the mother of our youngest brothers and the strangers. She is the mother of our dance paraphernalia, of all our temples, and she is the only mother we possess. She alone is the mother of the fire and the sun and the Milky Way. She is the mother of the rain and the only mother we possess. And she has left us a token in all temples, a token in the form of songs and dances. She has no cult, and no prayers are really directed to her, but when the fields are sown and the priests chant their incantations, the people say, and then we think of the one and only mother of the growing things, of the mother of all things. One prayer was recorded. Our mother of the growing fields, our mother of the streams, will you have pity upon us? To our mother alone we do belong. Kagaba myth. Thanks.
Please stand for our next hymn, number 225. Take a nice low breath and join me for O Come, O Come, Emmanuel.
I'm going to read now my version of the Lord's Prayer that I adapted some years ago just for this service. O great mystery, whose name cannot be named, dwell among us and move within us to create heaven here on earth. Give us enough for today and go easy on us, and help us go easy on others. Keep us out of harm's way and away from bad company. Amen. I'm going to also invite you to join me in another responsive reading, number 532. Number 532. the music of the spheres.
Our harmonious universe like a harp.
Its rhythms are the equal repeated seasons, the beating of the heart.
Day, night, the going and returning of migratory birds.
The cycles of stars and corn.
The mimosa that unfolds by day and folds up again by night.
Rhythms of moon and tide, one single rhythm in planets, atoms, sea.
And apples that ripen and fall, and in the mind of Newton.
Melody, accord, arpeggios. Oh, that's yours, isn't it? No, that's mine. I'm sorry. You could read it with me if you want. Melody, accord, arpeggios, the harp of the universe, unity behind apparent multiplicity. That is the music.
Oh, solstice night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear son's return. Long lay the world in cold and darkness timings, till it appeared and the soil felt its warmth, a thrill of hope. The weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the birds rejoicing. Oh, solstice night, oh, night, the sun's returned. Oh, solstice night, oh, night, oh, solstice night. Led by the dawn of light serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by its brightness we stand. So led by the light of the stars strongly gleaming, here comes the time from the land. The King of Kings lay thus in warming manner in all our trials. He's born to
You can applaud if you want. It's hard not to. And it's very appropriate in the area of celebration and gratitude. So, truly enlightened beings know that life is a rare and precious gift, and strive to receive this gift with celebration and gratitude. And it seems so odd that many in the world use religion as an excuse to squander this brief gift that each of us has for but a short lifetime. In the West, too many of us have succumbed to the fall redemption theology that says ours is a fallen world and that every being is corrupted by sin. And many others misinterpret Eastern thought to mean that we ought to be emotionally detached from the world and assume that everything in this life is an illusion. Certainly there is much beyond this life, and much in this life we will never comprehend, but the seasons remind us to celebrate the incarnation of being, the manifestation of light in the flesh. The cry of the infant in the manger reflects the cry of the realist who strives to take advantage of the here and now, the only moment and place that any of us can be sure exist. As Thomas Aquinas once said, religion is supreme thankfulness and gratitude, and every ingratitude is a sin. The word religion itself means to rejoin, to reconnect. It's not about separating ourselves from the world, but fully stepping into it, into our bodies, inhabiting and fully living the one life that is ours. It means embracing the first law of creation. It is good. And so we light our third Advent candle with celebration and gratitude. This is now one of my favorite times in the service. It's an invitation to those who wish to come forward and light the candles, the tea lights up here, and if you wish to speak into the microphone and name a joy or a gratitude that you have in your life at this time. You can also sit and contemplate what's being said, but you'd be welcome to come forward, and I will come down here and assist you in lighting the candles. So, but please come forward. This one. Test. Oh, that one's working. So apparently this is the mic we'll use. But I'm thankful to have all of you here tonight.
I'm grateful for this community for over a half a century. All the friends, staff here, and for over a half a century of time with my wife Mary.
And you're free to line up too if you like. You don't have to, but.
I'm grateful for a new life added to our family, much hoped for and anticipated.
I'm grateful for my wonderful warm apartment that I've had for, I don't know, 5, 6 years now. And I'm grateful for sleeping in mornings with my partner Josh. And I'm especially grateful for my community here that I found after 50 some odd years of drifting, not having a community. I love all of you. I feel like I belong here. And I've never felt that in my life. Thank you.
I am so thankful and joyful to see my friends here again tonight. I think I have become a Christmas and Easter Unitarian. And your music tonight, Madeline, it is joyful. It's what I needed tonight. Thank you for that gift.
Hello, I'm visiting from Port Townsend, Washington, and I'm from a congregation that, in my opinion, has lost its way, and I'm so grateful that this congregation is keeping the light of liberal religion going. And you'll usually see me up on that screen on Sundays.
And by the way, you can also just light a candle. You don't have to speak if you don't want to.
I'm so grateful that I have a sister and her husband who form a family with me. By 16 years ago, we bought a house together, and I have people who say, "Oh my God, I could never do that with my sister." They're my family. They support me. I was involved in a car accident a couple of weeks ago, and it was wonderful to have my family helping me through it. So grateful for family.
Guess I could say ditto that. I'm feeling very grateful for family this holiday. I'm also from across the state, Astoria, and I'm grateful for grandparents and cousins and daughters who are the light of God in my life. And a part of that is the reality of rupture and repair, which Todd spoke of, that we become stronger when we're cracked open by those people we love, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh, I'm super grateful for Maura and Madeline tonight, and of course Todd and Peggy and all of you and my wonderful family.
I'm super grateful for my sisters and my parents as they help me start this new journey into adulthood as I start college.
I'm grateful to be back here. I've been gone for a long time since COVID, and it really feels nice to be back here with the community, especially on Christmas Eve. And I really loved the music. That was so beautiful, the Ave Maria, and so thank you for that. I'm grateful.
Hi, I'm grateful for this church. We have come here for many years, but this is our first time back in 10 years. What? You know. And mostly I wanted to come up here to say I am so grateful for my teaching partner, Peggy, because she makes teaching 4th grade the best, and I so appreciate you.
I'm Joyce, and I am so grateful to my daughter Elizabeth for bringing me to this church. It's my first time, fifth time. And I'm a very emotional person, and music touches my heart. And I just love the sermon of the speaker last week. He was a son of a minister, I believe, from what kind of a church? A Mennonite church, and I think he was a Mennonite as well. And I think he was also in Vietnam. And this is my daughter Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for my mama.
And we have very different philosophies. She keeps saying, you know, come on, get into the new century. Well, I can remember, you know, when bread was 19 cents and eggs were 19 cents, and now a good loaf of bread is $6. But anyway, let's hope wages increase. And
Lighting a candle for wages.
I come up with all kinds of crazy ideas, and just a month ago I said, I'm not paying any taxes anymore. You know, it's not in the Constitution that you have to pay taxes.
No, it's not.
So
Candle against taxes.
I drive her nuts. I absolutely drive her nuts. But I woke up not too long ago after that sermon, and I thought, I'm going to start a protest. Mothers Against All Wars.
Yes.
And
Peace on earth. Peace on earth. We want peace on earth.
and then my daughter said, well, you're so negative. I didn't tell her about this. I never told her about this. But I'm going to change. I know. I'm going to say,
Say one more.
doctors, and maybe this church, and maybe every church, and every doctor, and every veterinarian, anybody I see on the street, I'll get a T-shirt. Everybody for peace. They stop.
All right. So, listen, you've about started a fire over here, which is great.
Grateful for school.
I'm mostly just grateful for my mom and my dad and to be here tonight.
I'm thankful for my family, my school, and the earth.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is Rumi, version by Coleman Barks. See if I can do it justice. Give yourself a kiss. If you live in China, don't look somewhere else in Tibet or Mongolia. If you want to hold the beautiful one, hold yourself to yourself. When you kiss the beloved, touch your own lips with your own fingers. The beauty of every woman and every man is your own beauty. The confusion of your hair obscures that sometimes. An artist comes to paint you and stands with his mouth open. Your love reveals your beauty, but all covering would disappear if only for a moment your holding back would sit before your generosity and ask, "Sir, who are you?" At that, the lover's life-changing face gives you a wink.
Please stand for more joy. We're going to sing Joy to the World, number 245. Oh, yes. Joy to the world, the word is come. Let earth with praises ring. Let every heart prepare a room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, now gladness reigns. Let hearts the songs employ, all fields and floods, rocks, fields and plains. Repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat, repeat the sounding joy. No more the sins and sorrows grow, no thorns infest the ground. Let righteousness its glory show. As far as love is found, as far as love is found, as far as love is found.
I'm going to invite you to begin this section of our Advent by reading the prayer with me in unison that is in your order of service. Under wisdom and love. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life.
Oh
Truly living life in the here and now is never a selfish act. The law of the universe is attraction. Again, as cosmologist Brian Swim explains, at this cosmic scale, the basic dynamism of the universe is the attraction that each galaxy has for every other galaxy. Nothing in all science has been established and studied with greater attention and detail than this primary attraction of each part of the universe for every other part. We might also accurately call this attraction the universe has for itself passion. And at its deepest and most basic level, the universe is comprised of the sort of irresistible, passionate love that Rumi is getting at when he says, "Give yourself a kiss." If you want to hold the beautiful one, hold yourself to yourself. Swim, referring to this passion as allurement, insists that if we are going to think about love in its cosmic dimension, we must start with the universe as a whole. We must begin with the attraction that permeates the entire macrostructure. I'm speaking precisely of the basic binding energy found everywhere in reality. Once again, we see that science and religion are now meeting. Science is in agreement with Jesus, who taught us that God is love, or that all is love. Thus, it isn't enough for us to simply enjoy our lives if we are not also incarnating love, embodying the allurement and the attraction that is everywhere in our universe. So we light our fourth Advent candle in honor of wisdom and love.
Proverbs 8:22-31. The Lord created me at the beginning of his work, the first of his acts of long ago, ages ago. I was set up at the first, before the beginning of the earth. When there's no depths, I was brought forth. When there's no springs abounding with water. Before the mountains had been shaped, before the hills, I was brought forth. When he had not yet made earth and fields, or the world's first bits of soil. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep. When he made the skies above. When he established the fountains of the deep. When he assigned to the sea its limits so that the water might not transgress his command. When he marked out the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him like a master worker. And I was daily his delight, rejoicing before him, always rejoicing in his inhabited world and delighting in the human race.
Please stand for We Three Kings of Orient are number 259.
Following your
this work for you?
This following poem was written by Maddie Stepnock, who died in 2004 when he was only 13 from a rare form of muscle dystrophy. During a short life, he became a best-selling poet, peace activist, and motivational speaker. His hero and friend, President Jimmy Carter, called him the most extraordinary person whom I have ever known. Pinch of Peace by Maddie Stepnock. Dear God, tonight my prayers are for the world. We have to stop this fighting. We have to stop the wars. People need to lay down their weapons and find peace in their hearts. People need to stop arguing and hating. People need to notice the good things. People need to remember you, God. Maybe you could come and shoot a little bow and arrow pinch into all the angry people's hearts, God. Then they would feel you again, and then they would realize what they were doing and how horrible the killing and hating and fighting is. And then they might even begin to pray. Then they could reach in and pull the bow and arrow pinch out of their hearts and feel good and be loving and living people again. And then the world would be at peace, and the children would be safe, and the people would be happy, and we would all say thank you together. Amen.
Isn't it astonishing that in the course of evolution, we somewhere along the line went from making basic grunts and coos to express primal feelings and concepts to making music and singing. What's that? What a blessing, yes. We're very blessed to have such beautiful music in this congregation, for sure. Thank you. So finally, as we contemplate the darkness and silence from which we come, the light and radiance through which we live, in celebration and gratitude, incarnating the love that is our true nature and the nature of the universe, it must not be forgotten that love is a verb, not a noun. Love must be lived out. And the way that it is best expressed is through justice. Where there is no justice, there is no love. For, as Meister Eckhart understood, compassion means justice. Matthew Fox proclaims, "The prophet interferes with the injustice, the unnecessary pain that reigns on the earth and its creatures when humans neglect justice and compassion." Justice and compassion, again, are synonymous. Justice is love lived out. The prophet, Fox says, goes on to say, is a mystic in action. No wonder the arc of the universe bends towards justice, for the advent towards life itself is a move towards justice. Hence, the ancient Greeks depict justice as a blind goddess holding scales, reflecting the harmonious balance that sustains the entire universe, the law of attraction, the law of love in action that holds everything together. Thus, it is justice, the incarnation of love, that is both the Alpha and the Omega of our faith. It is the beginning and the end of our cosmic advent. So we light our cosmic candle in the name of transformation and wholeness, in the name of equality and justice for all. Jude, did I understand that you want to light our cosmic candle? Would you like to come and do that for us? Hey, Jude. You've heard that before. There's a taper right there if you want. Or you can use that one, yeah, either one. There you go. You'll figure it out. Yay, thank you. I invite you to read our final reading, our benediction with me. It's printed in your order of service. The words of Oscar Romero. When we leave Mass, we ought to go out the way Moses descended Mount Sinai, with his face shining, with his heart brave and strong, to face the world's difficulties.
Please stand for our last hymn, Angels We've Heard on High. 231. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing the joyous strains. Shepherds cry this jubilee, while these songs of happy cheer. What great brightness did you see? What glad tidings did you hear? Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Thank you all so much for coming. This concludes our service tonight. As you go out into the longer days ahead, Please remember that you are a light of the world. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Now you can go